In a small, dusty classroom near the Afghan-Pakistan border, students aren't training for exams. They're training to leave. Their goal is to learn just enough English to get smuggled into Europe.
And they have one ambition, learning English to go abroad, especially to go to America, England, France, Italy. All of them went to these countries illegally.
These schools are part language academy, part pipeline out of Pakistan.
If I get opportunity, I will go abroad. So
a last-ditch hope for those who've given up on the system entirely. But for millions of other kids, there's only one option: the madrassa. We explored the rise of Pakistan's illegal immigration academies. But first, we visited the religious schools many are desperate to flee. In the last 20 years, terrorism has turned schools and mosques across Pakistan into battlegrounds. Many blame one word:
Madrassa.
Madrassa.
Madrassas are Islamic schools where kids memorize the Quran. There's no science, math, or history, just memorization. Millions of Pakistani children attend them. Critics say they fuel extremism, but many others say they instill discipline and faith and give poor families a chance to educate their kids. So before we reached the English school, we visited two madrassas, a quote-unquote liberal one in Pakistan's capital, and a conservative one on the war-torn border with Afghanistan. Islamabad is Pakistan's safest and most developed city. In 2007, though, it was the site of one of the country's bloodiest standoffs. That year, a madrasa in central Islamabad declared war on the Pakistani government. Students took hostages and demanded Sharia law. The army rolled in, and over 100 people were killed. That became known as the Red Mosque Siege, and it changed the country's relationship with madrassas forever. Critics increasingly began referring to them as jihad schools. We visited a madrasa a few miles from where the siege happened. Right now, we are on the outskirts of Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan. This behind us is a madrasa, which is an Islamic school attached to a mosque. I'm gonna go in there, talk to the kids, see what's going on. The students here spend their days memorizing the Quran in Arabic, a language they don't speak or understand.
What age are they supposed to memorize the whole Quran?
Age of 10, 15, depends. For example, this lady, she's learning alphabet.
Okay.
Alphabet. क्या ले कौन से पारे में पढ़ते हो?
हम अभी 2-3 दफा कुरान खत्म कर चुके हैं।
कहते हैं अल्लाह का कलाम आप पढ़ के आपको क्या सुकून मिलता है? आप हाफिज बनना चाहते हो? He wants to become a qari, like hafiz, the person who memorize Holy Quran. He does this because he wants to serve the humanity, and also he wants his future to be bright in the next world, in the afterworld.
The teacher had no formal education. His goal was simply to help the kids memorize the Quran, which they did not understand.
Why do you teach this? What inspires you? Does he have a preference for his students? Whether, some say they want to become hafiz, some say they want to become police officers. Like a debated term, like in the West, we realize is jihad. What does that mean to the people here?
This was a relatively liberal madrasa, evident in the fact that boys and girls were studying together and that some attended regular schools in the mornings. Many told us they wanted to become doctors, police officers, and pilots.
What do you want to be when you're older?
That would change at the next school. Today, these madrasas fill a void created by poverty and a failed education system, but they have a long history. In the 1980s, these madrasas received funding from the US, which wanted to recruit people to fight the Soviets. In the 1990s, they received funding from Saudi Arabia, which wanted to spread its strict form of Islam. 30 years ago, the Taliban, whose name means the students, emerged from madrasas like these. In the 2000s, madrasas sent thousands to fight the American. The madrasa we visited was welcoming and showed no signs of extremism. Elsewhere, it's different. Days before, a suicide bombing struck a nearby madrasa known as the University of Jihad, killing a prominent radical preacher. From Islamabad, we headed west toward Peshawar near the border with Afghanistan. Islamabad is clean, organized, and quiet. Peshawar, a city shaped by war and 40 years of refugee waves, is the opposite. Peshawar's population has quadrupled in the last 40 years, from 500,000 to 2 million. Many of its people came as refugees from Afghanistan's various wars. Since the 1970s, people have been moving to Peshawar to live in camps like this, where the only schools are strict religious madrasas.
What's he saying?
Asking for money, you know.
Money. So this is a refugee camp.
Yeah, this is an Afghan refugee camp. Most of the people came here when Russia invaded Afghanistan in 1978.
So they've been here for
they have been living here for more than 40 years. But some people recently came here when the regime changed, you know, because of the war.
How many people live in here? 15, and they all live right in here. They sleep in here.
This is the kitchen, oven. This is their kitchen. You can see they don't have no clean drinking water.
This is his home. How many children does he have?
13 people.
13 people.
Children, yeah.
People want their kids to learn, but there are no options.
There are no schools for them. They have no money to send them to schools.
Is there madrassa?
Madrassa they have. The mashuman jumat ki sabak hoy kana. School finish ta kana. No, only they go like just afternoon time, like madrassa children reciting Holy Quran, but they have no schools, no like formal education.
We drove to a nearby madrassa to see what kids in the area study.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وجاءوا أباهم عشاء يبكون.
As a teacher, what do you want your kids to learn?
These children, Qari and Alim,
He wants them to become like Qari, someone who memorized Holy Quran, and theologist, Islamic theologist like Imam.
these students learn hard in the Quran.
Do they learn what it means, or do they learn how to recite it and memorize it without the meaning?
After meaning, after.
First, they learn how to memorize.
Do these kids, do they think about the afterlife often?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Afterlife.
So I'm from the West. In the West, people, they don't know much about Islam. What should they know?
Islam is the perfect and honest religion.
True religion.
True religion, honest religion,
perfect
perfect
code of life.
religion, cool of life.
Now, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. My friends and I started RocaNews back in 2020 because we are tired of mainstream media spreading fear and bias. We just want to know what the world's actually like, and we're out there telling it on this channel. So please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Every child we met here said they wanted to become an Islamic scholar. Not a doctor, not a cop, not a journalist, just one path: Scripture.
What would he like to be when he's older?
He want to become a Qari, to memorize Holy Quran and a reciter of the Holy Quran.
Carry.
We left the madrassa and drove straight to a school where the students weren't learning for the afterlife. They were preparing to leave this life behind. The teacher told us that every single student here is planning to leave for the West.
So these are the students, and they come here for learning English, and they have one ambition, learning English, to go abroad, especially to go to America, England, France, Italy, or other European countries.
Do they try to go legally first, or is that too expensive of a
they
process?
Cannot, that's too expensive. They cannot afford this, right? If you want to go illegally to let's say France, it will take you, or you will spend just 15 lakh rupees, right? Pakistan rupees. If you go legally to France, it will cost you 80 lakh rupees. So you see the difference, right?
And no one has that kind of money.
Of course, no one. Illegally, you can send 5 people, right? Legally, you can send just one student or one son of you. My students, they are in England, they are in Australia, they are in America, they are Afghans, right? All of them went to these countries illegally. They take 6 months, 1 year, sometimes 2 years, 3 years to get to America, Australia, or let's say UK or France. They go, as I told you, on foot, right? They don't go by ear, they go on foot illegally.
A lot of your students have done that.
Of course, they have done that, and they are working there, and they are happy there, they are enjoying their time. If they become a little bit fluent in English, then they ask their parents, and they try to find ways how they can get to these countries, right?
If someone does that, what's the way? Is there a path they go on? Like, are there people
agents.
you pay?
There are agents. There are peoples through agents. You say, I will cross the border from Pakistan to, let's say, Iran. You have to give me $500. You pay them 500, they provide you the opportunity, right?
Why do you guys want to learn English?
Please, you stand, Abdullah. Why are you learning English?
Because English is an international language.
Why are you learning English?
English is an international language. Because English is an international language.
And English is an international language, and everyone wants to learn that language. And
So do you have a program to go to any speaking country in the world in the future? Do you have a program to go abroad,
Yes, why
like
not?
America or UK or other country?
Yes, I applied for Italy.
You have applied for Italy.
And my interview will come in September intake, and I will take that interview in England. That's why I want to learn this language to improve my speaking skill, to pass that interview, to go abroad, to learn.
Why do you want to go abroad?
I want to go abroad for higher education because there is no facility for education here in Pakistan. That's why everyone wants to go abroad to get higher education, to bring something for our new generation. In European country, I want to learn something from them, and then I will share with.
How much
here,
are you sure about getting the visa of Italy?
I'm sure about that visa 80 to 90, 80 to 100% that I will get it.
Right.
Well, why are you learning English?
English is international language. My focus is to speak English. I want to improve my language here.
Do you hope to go move abroad or work abroad?
I want to stay here. I don't have any plan to go abroad.
What do you want to be in the future?
If I get opportunity, I will go abroad. So
These students have given up on Pakistan, its schools, and its madrassas. For them, the future doesn't lie in faith, it lies in flight. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe. We simultaneously have this series coming out and another from the US. You don't want to miss it. Our best footage from Pakistan is yet to come. Thank you for watching.